Ladies and gentlemen, it is the episode 6 of the Slam, October 23rd, 2017. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Ango, and today we got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's a good one. Today we got some pretty interesting news, and with the news comes a lot of speculation and rumors, which seems to be really, really interesting. For those who didn't know, yesterday was WWE TLC. I was live tweeting. I had a watch party. That was pretty cool. And I seem to do that a lot during pay-per-views and episodes of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, ROH, TNA, all that good stuff. So if you guys are into that kind of thing, you guys know where to follow me on Twitter, @TangoWithAngo. Again, I'm your guys' host. This is episode 6. A lot of cool stuff happening. And today we actually got some news. I think we should just jump right into it. Today's not WWE news. And it's an interesting video for me to make. It's an interesting discussion. For those who don't know, TNA Impact Wrestling is owned by Anthem. And today they had announced via Twitter, Impact Wrestling announced that TNA is no longer going to be working with Global Force Wrestling as well as Jeff Jarrett. Probably not a shocker for some of you because you guys probably saw the rumors and knew that TNA had gone away from the GFW branding. However, there was a lot of question marks with that being said, and yeah, you know, it's really interesting right now. The current state of TNA. Obviously, I'm sure people are worried, as whenever there's news about TNA, people always get worried about the company. But I would say this is actually a step in the right direction. Now, for those who don't know who I am, well, the people who do know who I am will tell you I'm not a big TNA fan anymore. I kind of got pushed away from the product, and it sucks because I do watch it on a regular basis. But they know from previous podcasts and stuff like that, I was never too positive about the product recently, and that would probably be within the last couple of years. Now, I watched TNA from the beginning, so I would say, you know, I spent enough money on pay-per-views and stuff like that to really have an understanding of their product. And this is the right decision. A lot of the times when it comes to TNA, there's always news, and I might be the first one to speak negatively on it, whether I'm doing it on Twitter or video. But Anthem is making a very gutsy decision by terminating their agreement with Jeff Jarrett. Now, the problem that a lot of people had, and this is a problem that I had, Impact Wrestling had announced that they purchased GFW initially a couple months ago. That wasn't the case. They never did. For whatever reason, that was their press release, but they never did. And I think today kind of confirmed that. So essentially what's happened is TNA had dropped the GFW branding, I want to say like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. They dropped the branding, but nobody knew what happened. They announced that Jeff Jarrett left on a personal leave of absence, and there's been no mention of him since until today, where Impact Wrestling had officially announced that they terminated their agreement with GFW and their working relationship with Jeff Jarrett. Why is this a good thing? Well, what was happening with Impact Wrestling was kind of an issue, actually. As much as I love the rebrand and a company going through a rebrand and realizing that they need to do something new, the big issue here was TNA had become GFW, and it didn't change anything about their product, right? It was TNA. Even though it was called GFW, you could tell it was still TNA. So it's not necessarily the rebrand that you need to kind of go over. Now, for those who don't know how GFW started, there's been a whole bunch of question marks. And a lot of the time you see GFW, and you see a lot of these things happen, you know, with GFW, where they get involved with other promotions and stuff like that, and now TNA is GFW, and it's just like this huge mess. And this is the problem that I seem to have, which is why this is a good thing. But with them terminating the agreement with GFW, it allows for TNA to mistake or to correct all their mistakes that they've previously made. I don't have a personal feeling towards Anthem. I think they're too early within their purchase of TNA. So I don't want to say that they're a great ownership group. There's been a lot of rumors about that too, as to whether or not they would be, you know, possibly looking to sell. Now, Of course, like I said, a lot of people tend to worry about TNA because they see these reports, and a lot of it's just nonsense. A lot of it is clickbait. A lot of it is, we got to get the clicks. We got to talk negatively about them. But what it really comes down to with this decision to get rid of Jeff Jarrett is Anthem. It sounds like Anthem is looking to take control of this situation. And what I mean by that is, you have to control the things that you can control. So with GFW being branded as part of the product, it became all about GFW. It didn't become about the product it was or what it was going to be. It was more about like Jeff Jarrett putting his own company over. And I think that's what it really comes down to. I don't think they were really ready to fully commit to that GFW rebrand. And that's why, as much as I hate it, I was really confused by it, but as much as I hated it, I realized that maybe it was a really, really good thing that they didn't go 100% all the way with GFW. Yes, they changed the titles. Yes, they changed some of the branding and stuff like that, but they still kept it Impact. And for that, I think that was actually a good thing. Now, some of the rumors, you guys are probably like, hey, Ango, get on with it. But some of the rumors that have come out is that Anthem is looking at creating a traditional wrestling product. And with that being said, the wrestling product will start with TNA after Bound for Glory, in which they will no longer do tapings at Orlando, and that they will completely move to Canada to be where Anthem resides. And with that being said, it looks like Anthem is looking at downsizing their company. So they aren't looking at, and you can kind of tell with Bound for Glory, but, 500 plus in the crowd. They're not looking to sell out big arenas. And it sounds like they're trying to go with the 4-sided ring as well. So some of these rumors are pointing for GFW, Impact, whatever they want to call it. Sounds like they're going to go back to the traditional sense of wrestling. And for that, I commend TNA if it's in fact true. And the reason why you got to think that, there's a lot of opportunity for TNA. I tell people all the time, even as a person who doesn't speak so positive about the company, it's healthy for pro wrestling. When I was watching TLC with my friends, I had let it be known. I said, listen, like we had this conversation and I said, of course, it's so easy for us to say, oh, go away TNA, but, it doesn't even have to be a good wrestling product. It could be something that I could just bear with, Sometimes it's nice to watch something other than WWE. And TNA is the closest thing to WWE. It really is. Like, weekly episodic shows, they're talking, they have storylines, they're building stuff. There may not be great, maybe the presentation's off, maybe you can tell, like, obviously you can see where it lacks, but, TNA wants to go back to traditional style wrestling, and I think it's going to be a, maximized version of an indie show. Realistically, I think that's the way it's going to go. I think that's what we're going to expect. With them leaving Nashville for their headquarters, with them leaving Impact Zone in Orlando, I think this could be a step in the right direction. This is a huge change. This is TNA picking up their bags and saying, listen, we're going to relocate. Now, the big thing, obviously, with Bound for Glory, they're aiming to have 500 people in the crowd, so it's going to be a very, very small venue, which means for more intimacy. So I think this could be actually a good thing. Say goodbye to GFW, and what I would really like to see, if Anthem can pull it off, and honestly, it's so many changes have come to this product, so I don't know how it's going to work. But if Anthem could pull it off, I think we will see Impact Wrestling no more. But not in a way where they're gone completely, but in a way where they have a brand new name with a brand new product, a brand new show, brand new TV network, all that good stuff. Now, it's confusing because they have the Global Wrestling Network app, but the title belts have been changed back to Impact. They had the GFW logo stripped, and now it shows the Impact logo. Big changes coming to TNA, guys. It's crazy because I made a video here before, and I was like, yeah, GFW, and it's no longer GFW. It is, in fact, TNA Impact Wrestling. And as much as we all like to kind of bury the product, we have to realize that competition is healthy, and maybe Anthem is the right company to take this wrestling company to the next level. They don't have to be competitors with the WWE, and we need to stop thinking that way. So, 4-sided ring, new branding, maybe a new show name, whatever it may be, I'm really anxious to see what Anthem could do. And I think after after Bound for Glory, I think that's what we're gonna see. Bound for Glory is their biggest pay-per-view, and I know Anthem is really behind the idea of bringing back monthly pay-per-views. And my buddies had mentioned, hey, WWE killed the pay-per-view business with the streaming. Well, the good thing here is Impact has a streaming app, so the opportunity for growth is there, but we'll see what happens. It's a whole different product now, and creative has been pretty good recently. So four-sided ring, I don't disagree with that. I think changing the name wouldn't be a bad idea, but most importantly, leaving Florida, having a new place in Canada, having a different arena, having different set design, just something to make it feel different. That's the direction they're going to go. And I'm excited to see what happens. So, like I said, competition is healthy. And let me know what you guys think. Use the comment section down below. Best comment, I'll start featuring these comments on the videos. And, of course, use the hashtag #TheSlam. If you guys use it on Twitter, I'll take your tweets, feature them on the videos as well. So, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed here to the Pizza Party on youtube.com/WeCaptureTheFrag. And this is your host, Ango. I'll see you guys on episode 7. Later.